So it's not a civil war. It's a globalist coup against the people that they will brand as a race war. Comprende? Now you're understanding. So, New York is incredibly dangerous, trash everywhere, rats everywhere. It's totally turned into hell. The subway is extremely dangerous. And then they've brought in probably 1 million illegals into New York. It's not 10 million nationwide, it's 20-something million. So hundreds of thousands bare minimum have been brought in, mainly military-aged men. They're giving them driver's licenses, they're letting them vote. The mayor will criticize it with one side of his mouth, the other side asks for federal funding for it. They're kicking veterans out of nursing homes and putting illegals in them. And then Hochul comes out and says, I'm putting 1,000 National Guard in the subways to search everybody's bags and do all this. And again, that's just training you for the normalization of the martial law. And then it's, oh, sorry, you can't get on the subway. You haven't taken the vaccine. You don't have the digital pass, the smartphone. But first they got to make you go through all this and be searched so that you'll accept the global ID, you'll accept the central bank digital currency app on your phone, and then the troops will wave you right through. Let them work. Hochul pressures Biden over New York's migrant surge. In a live stream address, the Democrat governor sought to redouble our efforts to address the 100,000 asylum seekers who come to New York over the past year. Yeah, it's way closer to 1 million. So here's what's happening. They're going from preparation and wargaming and testing all of this to operational now. And now they're suspending due process and the Bill of Rights for your safety because they won't prosecute any of the criminals who now think they've got to get out of jail free card. And then now they come as the savior where all of you lose your rights. So the border's wide open. They're bringing in tens of millions of people, but you're searched at the airport. You're put in a body scanner. Your testicles are groped. Your wife's breasts are grabbed. All your children are trained to be humiliated and be prisoners because you're raised in a non-criminal family. You've not been to jail or you've never had your rights trampled on. But see, you're still being given prison induction training. They built all the emergency COVID camps around the Western world. They're all the same design, same setup. Then now they say, oh, during the next virus, we're going to lock up anybody that criticizes the policy because we've got to save you. So again, will it be war? Will it be a bioweapon? Will it be the dollar collapsing? What will be the trigger for martial law? We're not sure. They've been testing it all, but they are absolutely getting ready for full-bore martial law and beta testing it now before they go fully operational in New York. They open the borders, they bring in the illegals, they defund the police, the prosecutors let the violent criminals out, and then they put military on the streets searching you and put it on television and defend it. Just like Hochul, when she'd been appointed after they removed Cuomo, said in bizarre clips, this is a new religion. Do what we say. Take the shot. Wear the mask. And so now they've got the handcuffs out. They're saying, just put these on. We'll be much nicer to you. So they're getting ready for the next big crisis event that'll be the pretext for the martial law. A subway plan aimed to ease fears. The blowback was immediate. New York Times. New York is expanding bag checks on the subway. How is this legal? London Guardian. New York subway violence continues after Hochul deploys National Guard. Meanwhile, you've got San Francisco appoints first non-citizen to sit on the city's elections commission. She's only been in the U.S. since 2019. They're normalizing foreign men in the military and police. They're normalizing foreigners on the boards that run the policy. They're normalizing the foreign troops and the troops and our domestic troops that are going to be mainly foreign troops right now. They're leaving beta, going into operational. So our 30 years on air in April has all been leading towards this. Because if you see military doing gun confiscation drills, and then you get documents they're doing it, and years later they go, of course we're practicing to take your guns. You think about, well, that'll explode. But on top of it, they're going to cut the power, they're going to have cyber attacks, they're going to be doing domestic terror attacks that they blame on us, and they believe most of the men during this will go ahead and just turn the guns in because you won't have food. See, people should be storing more water filters and food and have people you can trust and work with than just having 100 guns. You should have 3 or 4 guns and a bunch of ammunition. But people have way more guns than they have ammunition. But we don't want to go to that point, but the globalists have lost. And I use the analogy all the time. It's like the first Terminator movie where Skynet's lost. They've been blown up in the future, but they got one laboratory and one time machine left, and they can send one Terminator back to try to kill the leader of the resistance so that they don't get defeated. The New World Order has already lost, ladies and gentlemen. So all they can do now is cut the power, cut the resources, create so much discordant hysteria and destabilization that people roll over and say, I'll do whatever you say, just send me a bag of rice. And I will do whatever you say. Just send me a carton or a box of dehydrated milk because my baby needs food. And that's why they're cutting the resources off. That's why they're cutting the fertilizer off. That's why they're maxing the dollar out. That's why they've created more money in 3.5 years than ever created before. Because this is the big event. And that's why they've got the globalists behind the scenes trying to take the show off the air. That's why they've got all their little mercenary minions ready for this, because they know their time is over. And so they're going to come down with both feet on top of us and try to force us into this. But this is a big deal that New York has put 1,000 troops in the subway to search everybody. And the governor said, if you don't like it, you don't go to work. But it's not going to be just search your bags. It's going to be show us your vaccine ID. Show us your travel pass. They've already got set up and ready. Bill Gates, the UN, Australia's already got it. Europe's already bringing it in. We're here. Will it be a financial collapse? Will it be World War III? Will it be a viral release? Will it be all three? I don't know which one of their weapons they prepared and warmed up and gotten ready is going to be rolled out. But I know that they are trying to put the handcuffs on us right now. And we all know about serial killers. One of their favorite things is find a 15-year-old girl or something and put a gun to her head and just say, get in the van, I won't hurt you. You gotta run. He may still shoot you, but at least you're not going to get tortured to death. You'll probably escape. Because he doesn't want to shoot you in the parking lot and get caught. So just elbow him and run. But maybe you're scared and you don't listen, so you get in the van. Then he says, put these handcuffs on or I'm going to blow your head off. Jump out the door. Because you don't want to put the handcuffs on. And he turns down a country road and says, okay, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to let you go. And then he pulls out duct tape and hog ties you. And then he pulls up into a garage in the middle of nowhere. And he comes up with a dolly. He picks you up, puts you on, and he looks at it and he says, I'm going to rape and torture you for weeks. Prepare to die, bitch. So Hochul's got the electric tape out. And, oh, the military's here to save us. They're not at the border. Oh, no, we can't have them there. No, they're shipping the illegals there. No. In fact, they're making the military the illegals. And now because they simply greenlit crime and greenlit the breakdown of society, they think you're so stupid you can't put two and two together now that they're training you all to show your ID and have your bag searched because they're getting you ready probably for another viral release and something way worse. So I said I'd spend 20 minutes on that. I just spent like 40 minutes on it, 30 minutes on it, because it's a big deal, folks. So this system's coming in, and the more you submit to it, the more you will be enslaved. The globalists talk about us and call us feral animals that are eating their resources and out doing all this. They don't want you to go to the movies or go to a concert or have fun. That was in the old days to distract you while they took over. They want to take all that away. They don't want you to be living. They want you off the planet they believe they've conquered. Now, they did it through Bernie Madoff-style fractional reserve banking and derivatives and things that would make Ponzi blush. But this is where we are. And big events are about to go down. The good news is a lot of people in the federal government and in corporations and local government know what's going on and are really freaked out. They're looking for leadership points and points where they can effectively counter this. The government's not our enemy. The government has been hijacked by these criminals and is making a move against society. But it's very apropos or poignant that after 30 years on air, we are now at this point and it's all going down. Everything's being compressed, time is accelerating, and all these new world order operations are now being triggered because they knew their plan was horrible. They knew it would be unpopular. They knew they would need tyranny to get it through. But they thought you'd still be asleep. Instead, we're awake, you're awake, more people are awake every day. And their plan is not going to hunt. Their plan is not going to fly. Their plan is not going to work. But it could potentially very easily trigger wars and civil unrest that will destroy the planet. All these globalists are on record building bunkers in the middle of nowhere. Everybody's already marked those numbers down. If things collapse, that's where you go get resources. They've just dug their own graves. But they couldn't help be predators. They couldn't help but steal. They couldn't help but go with their big power trip. They couldn't help but make their move and not think a bunch of steps ahead. And so now that's what they've done. So they have initiated the countdown to this. And this isn't going away now. I work to try to stop it.